Here's my thing about this. I don't know if I believe the curse. I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's real. But here's my thing. Whoever thinks it's real, they think it's real. Whoever believes it, it's totally fine. I am not totally on either side. I'm in the middle.
You're a dad.
Yes.
You're about 50% on it. Okay,
Yes.
I'll take that. I guess part of it to me is like reaching. It's like you see the 411. It's like
Sure.
it's throwing a bunch of things together and saying, that's the curse. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, so at the end of the day, maybe there is a curse. Or maybe it's just karma.
And see, I'm kind of on that as well. Because Carter, the
Just
one...
bad, as they say, it's bad form. It's bad form to go, we don't do that now. We don't go traipsing up to John Kennedy's grave and say, hey, let's go through everything that they left here. And I get that we're trying to learn from things, but, I mean, you can understand where it would creep people out and make people say when bad things happened in the archaeologists' lives or the people involved's lives, you can kind of see where you would feel cursed because when you do bad things, you feel bad. And so it might make you feel like you've done something bad if you've been part of going in and taking apart somebody's grave, even if it was a pharaoh from 3,000 years ago. So, I mean, maybe it's just karma. Or maybe I'm reaching.
I can buy the karma angle because that would explain Carter to me. Because really, nothing negative happened to Carter. Nothing that while he might have ended his life as a relatively obscure person that nobody knew by looking at him, his time in Egypt, if it had a hallmark to it, that hallmark was respect.
Right.
He respected the culture. He respected the authorities. He defended it.
Right.
And I don't know if everybody else was on that same boat.
Right.
I like when he died, yes, he had some Egyptian antiquities in his apartment. But I honestly think it's just stuff people gave him. And eventually it was all given back to Egypt. So, and even then, he didn't have a ton of stuff. Now, Lord Carnarvon, on the other hand, was ready to take everything in that tomb. And so I don't know if I think karma works in this instance. It's people trading.
And I feel like I live my life like that. I feel like there's something to be said for trying to put more good into the world than you do put bad into the world. And I think at the end of the day, that's where we all should try to focus our energies.
Right. And that was one of the things that struck me when Expedition Unknown was actually at the site where they were looking at the lady and were doing some digging and stuff like that, is everybody was so reverent of what they were doing there.
Absolutely.
The scientists were they were excited because they were learning things and they were discovering things that had never been discovered before.
There's a respect to it.
But there was so much respect, and there was so much care taken to not damage things, to preserve things. And I'm thinking that karma, pardon my French, I know we don't cuss much on this show, but karma's a bitch.
It is.
And it doesn't like it when you take shortcuts. And I think a lot of these people, coming from that place of, we're not that far removed from using mummies as medicine and unwrapping them at parties. And there's still a bit of that mindset. And I think those with that mindset paid for it. It had nothing to do with Aleister Crowley. As cool as that would be, again, that one of these days it's going to become a Call of Cthulhu adventure.
We'll save that for another day.
And we will do it. We will do a bit on Crowley because I feel like there is some definite weird stuff in that man's life that we need to talk about. But there's just a lot of it that's a bit
not PG-12 appropriate.
Not PG-12 appropriate. That I either have to figure out a way to approach to make it PG-12, or we got to wait a couple of years. One of the two. And I'm not sure which, but it's something I would like to cover at some point.
But we digress.
So that's our show. It's time to say our goodbyes. First of all, we got to say thanks. Thanks to the listeners.
Always thanks to the listeners. We appreciate
Love you guys most of all. We need to thank Bill Barrett for our theme, Paige Elmore for our logo art.
We love you, Paige.
We love you, Paige.
Aaron Gnurk over at the Big Dumb Fun Show for promoting us locally. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. I'm Boogeyman KC. Krysta is Family Plot Krysta Cat.
Yep.
Also, check us out on Twitter, plot_family. Krysta is F. Crystalline and Laura...
Fam, plot, mom, Laura.
And let's see. So that's our Twitter. Also, make sure you join us on Facebook at our Family Plot group. You can support.
Totally.
Yes.
Yep.
You can support us through Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee and our merch over at Teespring. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you check out next week's show when we travel in spirit anyway to Russia to discuss aliens, UFOs, and USOs in Russia's Lake Baikal.
Oh boy.
So, it'll be an out-of-this-world show next week.
All right.
And a bit of Russian, so it'll be good, so I can use the accent, you know.
And the borscht.
And the borscht.
All the borscht.
You know what? I would try borscht. Beets, soup, with sour cream sounds really good.
Sure.
So, I like beets. I'm a beet fan.
Okay.
So that's our show. Thank you again for listening. And we just have one thing left to say.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.